Revision. Try to revise using questions as well as just learning the facts. Experiment with different techniques such as spider diagrams, revision cards, colour coding, timelines, word or picture association, even musical accompaniments associated with different topics. Find what suits your style of learning and stick with what works best. Always revise in short bursts to maximise concentration. Take breaks away from your work area and try to have a clear, ordered area with fresh air and lots of light. Drink lots of water. Honestly, research shows that it maximises your brain's capacity to concentrate. Question analysis. Always take the time to analyse the question type. The start of the question is often a clue. Generally, you will need to assess causes, describe and explain, or make a judgment, evaluate and analyse. Make sure you have looked at all parts of the question. Make sure you are aware of the dates of the question. Try highlighting or circling key words in the exam. If you've got more time in a course essay, you could write your analysis underneath the question. Keep the question in front of you at all times. Essay writing. Always plan your answer. In exams, a quick brainstorm and ordering of your points will help you structure an argument. In a course essay, preparation is key and should be where most of the heavy thinking is done. Choose a plan that suits your learning style and the type of question you are answering. For example, a table or a spider diagram. Try not to include absolutely everything about a topic. Have the confidence to be selective and only include evidence that you can use to support your argument. When you are ready to write your essay, it should be in 3 parts: an introduction, middle, and conclusion. The introduction should demonstrate your understanding of the question. Set it in context, show your argument and how you are going to develop it in your answer. The middle should be divided into paragraphs that each discuss a separate topic. The paragraph should have an opening sentence explaining the issue to be discussed, evidence to support the issue, and a closing point linking the topic to the question and argument put forward in the essay. The conclusion should sum up your argument and the points you have made to support the argument. It shouldn't introduce anything new. Source analysis. Just as you do with questions, make sure you analyse the sources. Use a pencil or a highlighter to underline key points, circle the date, the origin of the source, and so on. To get the tone of a source, it is sometimes helpful to imagine it is being spoken out loud. In your head, of course, if you are in exam conditions. Ask questions about your source. Who produced it? What type of source is it? Why was it produced? When was it produced? Where does it come from? This will help you to assess its value. In questions looking at reliability, value, or usefulness, remember that a source is always useful in some way. In your answer, you would need to assess ways in which the source is not useful and ways in which the source is useful. In questions looking at source comparison, look for the extent of similarity and difference. Try planning with a table to compare key points before you start. Exam technique. Make sure you are familiar with the paper layout, question type, and instructions before you go into the exam. Plan the amount of time you need to spend on questions and try to stick to it. There's nothing worse than panicking because you haven't left enough time for the big point essay questions. Read the paper through carefully before you start. Note the marks allocation and the type of questions. Never choose and start a question that is in several parts if you haven't read all the parts carefully. You might be confident on the first part, but what about the rest? Above all, be confident that you have prepared. Be confident in your abilities to produce an exam script to the best of your capability. Just taking the time to use things like this revision aid means that you have taken your revision seriously and have made the effort to prepare. Trying your best is all that anyone can ask.
Maloney was convicted of mass.
But they could not have been legible. Oh my goodness me. Oh.
But the conciliator plays a more interventionist role than a mediator.
Imperfectly, that intent might have been expressed in the actual words used. Sorry, I ran out of breath.